To answer this question, I'm going to use a case study. Let's focus on Microsoft. Microsoft is obviously a massive company. But something I've learned about Microsoft is that from 2001 to 2014, their market cap and stock price stayed the same. They were stagnant for these 13 years. Yet still they had a $230 billion market evaluation, but they were stagnant. That meant they were being passed by their competitors. But something happened in 2014 that turned the ship around. And that something that happened was Satya Nadella. And Satya Nadella, when he came in, he said that the C in CEO stands for Curator of Culture. He knew he needed to change the culture. And why did he know this? It's because he recognized that his employees had 4 primary desires. These desires are to look good, be right, avoid problems, and get ahead. Are these bad desires to have? Not at the surface, right? Because who wants to look bad, be wrong, have problems, and get passed up? Well, nobody. But what we don't recognize is that these desires are actually negative, and they're actually fueled by our negative mindsets, fix, close, prevention, and inward mindsets. So how do these mindsets come about within Microsoft? Well, it's because the culture was incentivizing them to self-protect. And when we are in self-protection mode, we're focused on us and our own success, on looking good, being right, avoiding problems, and getting ahead. But when we are in self-protection mode, we are not in organization advance mode. And there's just higher order desires that we need to have if we want to be in organization advance mode. And these are driven by our positive mindsets. These positive desires are a desire to learn and grow, a desire to find truth and think optimally, a desire to reach goals, and a desire to lift others. Even as I say that, can't you feel the difference in those desires? We're no longer focused on us. We are focused on the greater good of what we're working on. So I think that this is a great example because what ended up happening was Satya Nadella focused on shifting the mindsets within Microsoft. Microsoft took off once again. In the last 6 years, their market capitalization and stock prices tripled, and they're right back on par with Apple, Amazon, and Google for being one of the world's biggest and largest companies. So that's it. I think a great example that just demonstrates the difference between the negative mindset desires and the positive mindset desires. And if we could recognize maybe what our desires are and recognize better, higher order desires to have, then we're going to be more successful. Let me just go over those again really quickly. The differences between a desire to look good or a desire to learn and grow. A desire to be right or a desire to find truth and think optimally. A desire to avoid problems, or a desire to accomplish goals. Finally, a desire to get ahead, or a desire to lift others. There's a difference, and if we could swing more towards the positive, have the more positive mindset desires, we're going to unlock greater success in our life, our work, and our leadership.